What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Dogecoin, first on the smaller time frames, and then going out to the bigger picture and talking about where it's going to go in the bigger picture as well. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So here on the daily candlesticks, you guys can see the very first thing that you can see with Dogecoin here is 5 waves up and an ABC correction. So we have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. Then those 5 waves up are followed by an ABC correction, wave A, wave B, and wave C. And now we've started to do a double bottom formation on Dogecoin. So we have our first bottom here and our second bottom here. Then we broke above our neckline and came back down, and now we're testing this support zone as support. So it's super common in the market if you have a double bottom pattern for price to break out up above the neckline and then come back down onto support, reaccumulate, and then go higher after that. And that's exactly what we see happening here with Dogecoin on the daily candlesticks. So what I believe is coming here for Dogecoin is a reaccumulation and further upside on the smaller time frame. So we're going to start to accumulate like that and then break out again up through resistance and go higher here on the smaller time frame and eventually break above our local high that we formed in December of 2024 at around 84 cents. Now from an Elliott wave perspective, the reason this is happening is because of a 1 wave and a 2 wave. So we have wave 1, wave 2, and we're getting ready for wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5 in this market that will take us all the way to a new local high and begin the process of us breaking out to a new all-time high in the bigger picture. Now on the super short term, I could see 2 things happening here. We do have a 5-wave structure. So we have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. Now this ABC correction could be over. So we have an ABC right here. Now if this is the correct Elliott wave count on the smaller time frame, it means we would reaccumulate here on the smaller time frame and break out up above resistance just without making any lower lows. The other potential that I can see here with Dogecoin when we're zoomed in here in the super immediate future is a deeper correction. So that would basically mean that wave A is right here, wave B is right here, and wave C would take us a little bit lower here, but we'd still reaccumulate and go higher for wave 3 like we talked about, because this is wave 1 and wave 2 in a larger degree Elliott wave set. So this is just the smaller Elliott waves that are happening inside the subwaves that are happening inside of a bigger picture wave 3 that we're forming here on Dogecoin. So those are the 2 potentials. We could either find support right where we're at, reaccumulate and go higher, or go a little bit lower here, maybe towards 20 cents, 19, 18, somewhere around there, and find support in that area before going up higher for wave 3. Now, in the bigger picture, what's happening from an Elliott wave perspective is very clear and very simple. It's just exactly like what happened to Bitcoin back in the day when I first got into trading and investing back in 2015. Bitcoin did the exact same pattern that Dogecoin is doing today. So we have a very clear Elliott wave structure here. We have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5, and then an ABC correction that followed directly after. And now we've started wave 1 and wave 2 in the bigger picture. So you can see wave 1 and wave 2, and we're getting ready for a wave 3. So wave 3 is going to be bigger than wave 1 here. That's the rules of Elliott waves. You're always going to have wave 3 be bigger than wave 1. So if you thought that it was exciting last year, towards the end of the year, as crypto was going parabolic, just wait until this 3 wave happens on Dogecoin. It's going to be very vertical. Wave 3 could take us even all the way to a new all-time high above our previous old all-time high at around 72 cents. As I said, when I first got into trading and investing in cryptocurrency, that was back in 2015, and Bitcoin was doing the exact same thing that Dogecoin is doing right now. So you can see the same ABC correction, the same 5-wave structure up, and you can even see the same wave 1 and wave 2 pattern here on Bitcoin, wave 1 and wave 2, and then Bitcoin went for wave 3, which did take it all the way to a new all-time high, and it really took off in wave 3 and went parabolic. So while a lot of people may have you bearish on crypto and calling for multi-year bear markets and saying that the 4-year cycle is over, and a lot of different opinions out there, if you look at the charts are very clearly showing that the upside for Dogecoin is far more likely than any downside or any bearish moves that people are trying to call. And in the bigger picture, we are set up for some very parabolic, very profitable movement on Dogecoin. Now, I've talked a lot about targets for Dogecoin, so let's pull up our Fibonacci extensions. If we measure from the bottom of the cycle on Bitcoin and then back down to the new bottom that Bitcoin formed over here in 2015, this gives us Fibonacci extensions, and these Fibonacci extensions give you an idea of where Dogecoin could go as we break above the old all-time high and go parabolic in the bigger picture. So let's go ahead and measure from the bottom of Dogecoin cycle to the top and back down to the bottom and stretch out the chart in the exact same way that we did with Bitcoin. And as you can see, Bitcoin actually went all the way to the 16,618, almost to the 17,618. It actually hit the 17,618 on some exchanges. Fibonacci extensions before its next major bear market and correction. So Dogecoin could hit any of these extensions. It could hit $5, it could hit $10, it could even go parabolic all the way up to $13 or $12.50. All we really have to do is watch in the bigger picture. Now, this cycle, in order for us to hit these levels, crypto has to go into mass adoption. It can't be like the last 2 cycles where it was purely speculative. Crypto truly has to be going in to mass adoption in order for us to hit these higher Fibonacci extensions. So that's what I believe is coming for crypto, is mass adoption and a bigger picture, more sustained bull market. Now, just kind of spitballing where Dogecoin could go. Obviously, these 2 cycles are on different time scales. So the Bitcoin cycle happened faster, and this Dogecoin cycle, in order for us to hit these higher levels, could take longer for us to get there. So what it's looking like for Dogecoin is that by 2030 or 2029, somewhere around in that area, we could be hitting the highest extensions here on Dogecoin and really blowing people away. So looking at the markets from this perspective, the most profitable thing that you could do is to accumulate as much as possible before the market goes parabolic in the bigger picture and starts to go up to these higher extensions and then sees a bear market, because it can't go up forever. So it is set up for a lot of growth, but it's not going to go up forever. Obviously, at some point, the market will have to have a correction and see a bear market. But in the meantime, in the bigger picture, Dogecoin is very undervalued and set up for a lot of growth and a lot of profitable movement that could make you very wealthy and very rich if you play the market correctly. So stay focused on the bigger picture. A lot of times it's easy to go to CoinMarketCap or Coinbase app on your phone and see the markets drop 5% in 24 hours or go up 10% in 24 hours and lose sight of the bigger picture and try to trade in those smaller time frames. But in the bigger picture, the easiest and the most simple trading strategy you could possibly have is to buy and to hold and to let it run, to let it pump, to let it go parabolic. And as it does, as it goes up to these higher extensions, then you can take profits, you can scale out, you can get out of the market. But in the meantime, the best thing to do is to accumulate and hold on. And that's really the simplest, most profitable trading strategy that you could have in this market. A lot of people want to trade smaller time frames. Sometimes you can have success doing that. It's very attractive. It sounds really cool, to be a day trader. But the simplest strategy, a strategy that even a kid could understand, is to buy and hold on in the bigger picture. That's the lowest risk and the highest profitability and the simplest strategy you could possibly have. So yeah, get ready for big things coming for Dogecoin, especially in the bigger picture. In the smaller time frame, as you know, we could pull back a little bit, maybe to like 18 cents or 19 cents or even 20 cents, or we could hold support and start taking off right now. We don't have to even pull back on the smaller time frame. We could hold support and take off. But in the bigger picture, there's one thing I'm very confident will happen with Dogecoin, and that is a parabolic run all the way to a new all-time high, and it repeating the same human emotion that Bitcoin did back in 2016 and 2017. But in my opinion, it's going to take a little bit longer than 2 years to do that. And the reason for this is because mass adoption is something that takes time to happen versus people just getting excited like what happened the last 2 cycles. People just got super excited and then super fearful. So the cycles were really short. But inside of a mass adoption type of environment, it's going to be more sustained because people are adopting the technology. So it's going to take longer to get to the prices we want to get at. But in a way, that's actually really good because the market will be more sustained and more parabolic for longer. Now, for Dogecoin, from our current price, if we go up to the highest extension, that's around 53 times your money. So it's a very similar percentage gain. The difference being that the last time we had a parabolic run on Dogecoin, that happened in a single year. Whereas this cycle, we could be headed into a longer, more sustained, bigger picture cycle where we see a similar percentage gain, but it takes more time for us to see that percentage gain realized. So yeah, that's my view on Dogecoin in the bigger picture and in the smaller time frames. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. I love and appreciate every single one of you. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and share it with your friends. And I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. Also apply for one-on-one coaching. I'll hop on a phone call with you and talk a little bit about how one-on-one coaching can change your life and how easy and simple it really is to trade these markets. A lot of times it can feel super complicated and really difficult, but in the bigger picture, if you stick to the stuff that works, it's super simple and easy to trade and invest in crypto. So yeah, thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you guys in future videos. And as always, stay profitable out there.